nuclear weapons, which I don't think were created by people.
Who are they created by then, Tucker? Aliens? Lizard people? Let me guess, nuclear weapons aren't even real. It's all propaganda. In fact, the Japanese Empire teamed up with the United States because the Japanese Empire knew that they needed to stop the USSR from invading, and the only way they could do it is if they fabricated an elaborate story about nuclear weapons. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Oh, I know. It was Satan. Lucifer Morningstar. That's diabolical. Crediting the devil for saving the most amount of lives in human history? That's wild. Now, I know you're probably asking, Intel guy, whatever could you mean? Behind me is a death by conflict chart, and it goes by these periods of years outlined in this column over on the left, the average population during those time periods, the numbered deaths during those time periods, and the percentages based off the total population. Total population of the Earth in each time period. And I will draw your attention to the very first line, 1945, post-World War II to present day, and you will see that the average percentage of deaths was 0.25 to 0.31. That's over an 80-year period. The only time we come close to that is during World War I and the interwar period. And why is that significant? Because World War I was only 4 years long, and the interwar period was 20 years long, and we lost the same amount of people in each one of those time periods. In other words, it took 80 years for humanity to accomplish what they only did in 4 years and in 20 years. And this was at the low-end numbers. In every other period, the numbers were significantly higher. Significantly higher as a matter of percentage of deaths to population. And you can see this pre-World War I pattern develop across time over 80-year periods, all the way back to the start of global record keeping, or what is considered the start of global record keeping for the population back in 1400. And so the primary reason so few have died due to conflict over this last 80-year period is due to nuclear weapons. It became a deterrent for major powers never to go head-to-head in war, and one could reasonably argue, if you extrapolate out the average of population deaths over an 80-year period of time, if not for nuclear weapons, we could have seen deaths up to 68 million, that's 1.7% of the global population as an average, during this last 80-year period. So arguably, nuclear weapons saved lives, so I guess Lucifer saved lives. Good job, Tucker. Now I can already hear it, counterfactual, blah, blah, blah. That is not my point. My point is that Tucker thinks that nuclear weapons are inherently evil and come from an evil place because he is ignorant to what they have prevented, and because Tucker is largely an idiot, and so is his audience. What are you going to promote next, Tucker? Let me guess. Communism. Of course, for you, that would actually make sense.